Heyo everybody, Haku here with my read-through or live reaction or whatever, finally, for Magical Girl Raising Project or Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku, episodes 5, and we are on the final chapter. I'm so sorry for the hiatus. I really, like every week was like, okay, I need to do my MGRP read-through, I need to do my MGRP read-through over and over again, but I just was so bombarded with other videos that I hadn't got the time yet, but I'm finally here. I'm gonna start trying to post these on Fridays, so hopefully you're seeing this on Friday, and then subsequent Fridays you should be seeing next I'm doing Queens. I was planning to do Peaceful Days, but Platt hasn't fully gotten to it yet, so I'm just going to do Queens next. So we're getting straight into that. I'm going to do my character design reaction thing that I always do next Friday, hopefully, and then the Friday after that we'll start with the first chapter, second chapter, so on. So yeah, I'm super excited to get back into the main story after this, but of course I've been loving the side stories. I always love the episodes. And this one is The Blue Magical Girl is Busy, so we're going to get Lapis Lazuli, or specifically, because every time I just say generally Lapis Lazuli, everybody's like, you actually mean the second one, because it's Blue Comet and yes, or Blue Comet and yes, I know. But yeah, I'm super excited. So I guess let's just read. Let me just check, make sure my recording and all still looks good. Yeah, looks alright. So let's read. Also, is this the kind of series, it would take me longer to do, but I could just record ahead of time if I need to. Would you want me to start maybe doing like I'm doing for Tower of God now, and putting what I'm reading sort of in the corner or something so that you can follow along with me as I'm going? Would that help anybody, or would anybody want me to do that? It would take a lot longer to make the videos if I did that, but I think I could still maybe get them done weekly. It would just be a process of getting used to it. Like at first, the Tower of God videos took a lot longer, but now I'm starting to get in the process of getting used to it. So yeah, if that's something you'd be interested in for when we get into Queens, just let me know. But yeah, Blue Magical Girl is busy. Alright. Okay, this says, this story takes place before Magical Girl Raising Project restart. Makes sense. The girl only saw the sky with her eyes. Surrounded by thick clouds, the moon and stars weren't visible. The surroundings were filled with grassy weeds and the winds were strong. A variety of large rocks were sticking out. The girl narrowed her eyes, no traps in sight. Although she was a warrior and wouldn't be sneaking around, she still had to be careful, as her enemies may always use tactics like that. She had to take countermeasures against it. The coast was clear. She gripped her necktie. Her necktie's color was blue, just like her namesake. It calms her down whenever she sees that color, so she tends to grip her necktie when she's nervous. She can't bear to suffer a defeat. To suffer defeat would bring shame. Her master, her fellow students, the people who knew her, she would bring shame to them all if she was defeated. She listened to the footsteps nearby. She didn't focus her attention on them, but her ears could hear every step. Climbing the rocks above, jumping up and standing there. "You're late," said the girl. The running person then posed and began shouting, "The blue spirit, dancing on the battlefield, Lapis Lazuli." Lapis Lazuli. The girl wrinkled her brows and looked back at her opponent. Lapis Lazuli? The person on the rocks had a blue costume with a white tiger mantle, same with her tail. Her hair was black and didn't touch her shoulders at all. Did she misremember her? That magical girl. The girl remembered her face. Clearly it was the same magical girl she knew before, yet her name was different. "Aren't you Blue Comet?" "Oh, my name's changed recently. My master gave me a new name, named after her, in fact." "Ah, well, congratulations." And we have an illustration of Lapis Lazuli. Adorable. I miss them all. Whenever we get to these chapters, I just miss these characters. "Thanks. Well, this is interesting. It seems our fates are intertwined. What a strange coincidence." "Coincidence? I've recently changed my name as well." "Oh, have you?" The girl looked at Lazaline, showing Lazaline her left hand. Tattooed on it was a blue dragon, its mouth wide open. "Once I was called Twin Dragons Panasu." That name sounds familiar for some reason. Am I forgetting them? However, now that isn't the case anymore. Ooh, interesting. The girl then showed Lazaline her right palm. Tattooed there was a black dragon, its wings out, ready to fly. Now I control 2 dragons. Thus, my name has now become Twin Dragons Panasu. That sounds so familiar. But I can't put my finger on it. Sounds really familiar, though. Whoa, that's so cool! Lazaline stared at Panasu's hands, closely looking at her dragon tattoos. Back in the Hell survival games, I met you on the battlefield, said Panasu. Oh yeah, you did so good. Real tough to fight, actually. Ever since that event, Panasu thought about a rematch every day. Many magical girls entered that match, but only one could win victory. Okay, I think Hell Survival Games is actually a spin-off thing, so I'm gonna read the spin-off stuff eventually. So eventually I will get to that. Many magical girls entered that match, but only one could win victory. Panasu belonged to the Mouse School, and okay, maybe that's where I've heard it before. They might have mentioned her in all of the different arcs talking about Mouse School. Panasu belonged in Mouse School, and Maupam carefully selected several individuals outside her school to be invited to participate. It was a battle royale, a training regiment, as well as a test of strength. Panasu aimed to win that event. Then she met her first opponent in the forest, Blue Comet. She was unexpectedly fast and strong, and her punches were incredibly powerful. Her movements were hard to predict as well, and before she knew it, Panasu was staring at the ceiling of the first aid tent. Her first opponent in the match was her last. Sad that I may or may not have been spoiled if that is a spin-off thing. Many other magical girls who lost the match quit the Mouse School out of shame, but Panasu knew herself. Quitting isn't the way out. Panasu believed that to recover her shame, she needed to overcome her opponent and win. So, she re-enrolled to the Mouse School as a newcomer. Starting from scratch, she focused hard on her training. Day after day, fight after fight, training her body to become stronger, passing the point of no return. There are days when it felt like she would die of exhaustion, but she kept on pushing herself. Finally, after a year of daily, intense training, she strengthened her body. Likewise, her magic seems to have improved vastly. Now she felt like she could win. Lazaline looked at Panasu's hands while tilting her neck. So, Panasi, remind me about your magic again. Panasi, is that supposed to be my name? Of course, Panasi. So your magic is... Hang on a bit. You can control those drawings on your hands, right? They're not drawings. Oh, what should I call them? They're dragon crests. They're dragon crests of the ancient dragons of yore. When I was Blue Dragon Panasu, I can only control one dragon. However, through endless training, I now possess the power of the Dragon of Darkness itself. The hellish power of that dragon now flows through me, and she feels like such a nerdy otaku larper. It's so great, like some of the other magical girls seem. Cool, so they have names. Panasu raised her left arm. Jormungand, the god-eating blue poison dragon. Panasu raised her right arm. Needhog, the black flying dragon, dancer of the apocalypse. Alright, let me get some water really quick. Panasu had learned that the best way to defeat your opponent is through surprise attacks, using your magic when your opponent doesn't know them. Certainly, if Lazaline didn't know about Panasu's black dragon, she would have been caught off guard. However, that isn't a victory to Panasu. Even if she did beat Lazaline, Panasu wanted a fair fight, so it was only fair to inform Lazaline about her own powers. Oh, so the more emblems you got, the stronger your magic becomes, right? Or the more stronger your magic becomes, right? Still, you think you might overload a bit. What? No, I've trained for this. I've only increased to 2 dragons, but I can handle them. Why is she worried? Oh, that's good. Wouldn't want you to get hurt, huh? Is she mocking her? Panasu wanted to get the fight started as soon as possible, but she had to remember that Lazaline was a powerful opponent. Soon you will realize the true power of Twin Dragons Panasu. Can't wait. Did you know, I've always wanted to ride a dragon since I was a kid. I've had dreams about it. And now a magical girl that can control dragons comes right up to me. What a lucky day. Lazaline laughed. Panasu looked back confused. I love how serious she's taking herself. It's great. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Asked Panasu. Oh, well, you know how to control those dragons, right? Control the dragons, right? I just assumed you wanted to ride one with me. Why would I use my power to ride a dragon with you? 'Cause I'm headed to a ramen shop soon. I have enough time for a dragon ride, though. In fact, what if we rode the dragon, or what if we used the dragons to go to the ramen shop? Huh? You know, I was nervous on why I was called out here to the mountains, but now that it's about your powers, I'm actually excited to ride your dragons with you. Wait, what? Hold on. What's up? What do you mean ramen shop? You don't know what a ramen shop is, Panasu? No, I do. I know about ramen shops. I ramen once a week. I mean, I usually order them online anyways. Online? No can do. They call them soul food, to keep you all hyped up for the day. But you should go to a ramen shop, since you gotta know what it's like to eat ramen in an authentic shop. What does ramen have to do with any of this? 'Cause you said so, Panasu. No, I didn't. Yeah, you did, in your letter you sent me. Lazaline took out a letter from her cloak. That was indeed the letter that Panasu sent to Lazaline, a battle invitation letter. Panasu checked the contents. Nothing had been modified. Nothing in here says anything about ramen, said Panasu. Looky over here. Remember that time? Don't forget. I'll repay what I owe you, my honorable gift to you. That's because you defeated me in the Hell Survival Games. My repayment is my victory. I trained hard, so now I've become Twin Dragons. That's what I hope to achieve. Oh, well, you gotta be more clear on that. You wouldn't understand. There's pride in Mouse School students. But I never beat you in that event. What? Panasu tightened her necktie. You don't remember? Asked Lazaline. I can't forget that day. We were fighting, and the next thing I remember was me waking up at the hospital tent. You seriously forgot? I thought, whoa, this girl's tough, and we fought. But then, in the middle of all the fighting, an explosion happened, and you were caught in the middle. I rescued you from the rubble and brought you over to the emergency staff. What? Yeah, you were pretty tough, Panasu. But my flag was captured by you, in the event. That's proof that you defeated me. That's 'cause you were knocked out. You were eliminated. Game over. 'Cause as soon as you need emergency staff, you get eliminated, remember? Since I was the last person who touched you, I got your flag. Panasu rubbed her chin. Lazaline's story makes sense, but it doesn't jog with Panasu's memory. I freaking love Panasu, already. She had always remembered Lazaline was the one that took her flag, meaning Lazaline defeated her, meaning she had to defeat Lazaline. Panasu thought and thought and thought. Ah, I see what you're doing here, exclaimed Panasu. What? You're trying to trick me into not fighting. Don't take the coward's way out. I'm not lying, I'm telling the truth. But how come your story doesn't match with your other story? Huh? You said that I somehow mentioned ramen in the letter, yet based on your own story, nothing about ramen was mentioned. Your stories don't add up, Lazaline. Oh, that. When you were passed out in the tent, I stayed for a bit to tend to your wounds. You were moaning, ramen, ramen, in your sleep. When you said, remember that time in the letter, I thought that's what you meant. Impossible. Totally possible. Nonsense, I would never do anything like that. What kind of ramen do you like, Panasu? That depends. As a magical girl, you don't really have to worry about negative side effects such as calories or bad nutrients in your ramen. As a magical girl, your senses are enhanced. That includes your sense of smell and sense of taste. Thus, the intense scent of Kumamoto ramen would be preferable. You can also enjoy ramen whose tastes are harder to swallow, like Kurume ramen. However, as a human, taste is the most important factor, so I prefer my ramen with seafood and some rice porridge. Panasu blinked at her own speech. But that doesn't mean in a life or death situation I'd be thinking about ramen, of all things. But you were just talking about ramen. That proves nothing. I like ramen, but I can't possibly be thinking of ramen when I almost died. Lazaline and Panasu can't seem to agree. Panasu got even more frustrated. Panasu tightened her necktie. We're not going to a ramen shop, said Panasu. I told you I'm not lying. You really did say that, said Lazaline. Ramen's good, but that's not the problem. Oh, okay. So what is? If what you say is true, and I was defeated in an explosion in the midst of our battle, then that means our fight isn't over. Panasu pointed her index finger at Lazaline. So, Lapis Lazaline, we settle this here. We fight here. You're a fighter, right? You certainly won't run away. Well, I won't run away, but, Lazaline scratched her head. She began stretching her arms out. She had a nervous smile. You know, if we fight now, I'll lose for sure, said Lazaline. What makes you say that? Asked Panasu. Well, isn't it obvious? You clearly trained for days just for this moment. I came here all prepped up to eat ramen. I'm in no shape to fight. Well, that's true, but also, if we're gonna fight, we're not holding back, right? Our first one was to knock the other out. right? Back in the Hell Games, there was first aid help. Out here, what are we going to do with the other person? They're going to need some serious recovery if you really want to fight seriously. I already know I'll lose in those conditions. I'll probably need a week's worth of rest to recover. That's also true. Panasu had thought a duel in the middle of nowhere would be the perfect thing to restore her honor. However, she did feel a bit bad, or she did feel a little bad if she had to beat up Lazaline. Also, I'm kinda in the middle of something my master asked me to do. I don't really want to cancel that request from you, Panasu, but I'm worried I won't be able to do my master's errands too. Panasu tightened her necktie. For her, the word master and mentor had weight. As a member of Mal's school, Panasu would do anything Malpom asked her to. She can't fault Lazaline for doing something her master asked her to do, she can't take that away for her own benefit. Panasu felt bad for Lazaline, even though they were supposed to be enemies today. Then, how about this? You finish your master's errands first. Then, after that, we'll fight, okay? Oh, that's a great idea. All right, Panasu, let's set out together. Wait, why do I have to go with you? 'Cause I'll finish my errands faster with you. Duh. Besides, I look way too magical for people, so people might think I'm a magical girl. The only solution is to hide and get there faster. And what better way to do that than with your dragons? Lazaline pointed at Panasu's hands. Oh, so she just wanted to ride the dragons. Panasu looked up at the sky. The clouds are getting darker and the winds are blowing stronger. It's about to rain. If Panasu waited for Lazaline to finish her errands all alone in the wilderness, she would look like a miserable loner just standing in the rain. Better to follow her for now. All right, I'll tag along. Whenever the shoes tapped the floor, it made a loud sound on the warehouse floorboards. There were two magical girls dressed completely in black. One was carrying a Duralumin case, and Lazaline was just happily waiting for them. They passed the Duralumin case over to Lazaline, who accepted it with a smile. In return, she passed over a box. Panasu didn't really want to be here. She simply watched nearby, not making any noises or movements at all. You brought a bodyguard. You don't trust us now? Asked one of the magical girls. Bodyguard? Oh no, I really don't want to be involved. Lazaline then spoke up. She's not a bodyguard, she's a friend of mine. Don't make me laugh. Those tattoos on your hands. You're Twin Dragons Panasu, right? From Mal's school. A skilled fighter like you just happens to be friends with her? Too much of a coincidence, said the other magical girl. Oh, I'm not Twin Dragons Panasu. You got the wrong girl, said Panasu. Oh? Yeah, I get that a lot. We look the same, but we're not really the same person. Ah ha ha. These magical girls seem stupid enough to buy the bluff. Panasu didn't really want to be here. Well, you know what they say. You have about 3 identical twins in the world somewhere, said one of the magical girls. They actually believed her. That's so great. This entire thing looked like an illegal trade. If the rumor spread that Twin Dragons Panasu was seen doing illegal stuff, Panasu might be kicked out of the Mahou school, or get in a lot worse of things. She had a reputation to maintain. So she told herself, I'm not Panasu, I'm just a bystander, as she came with Lazaline. After all that's done, Panasu and Lazaline walked out and didn't see the other 2 magical girls again. Panasu tightened her necktie. Phew, so errand's all done. Can we duel now? Sorry, there's still a couple more things I need to do, said Lazaline. After the transaction in the warehouse, Lazaline moved toward the city. Now where was she going? She dragged Panasu into what seemed like a nursery home. There were lots of children wearing aprons and having utensils. All right, stir it up. Don't let the whites and yellows mix, okay? Said Lazaline. Yes, ma'am, shouted the children. They began cooking and cooking. Meanwhile, Lazaline headed to the other end of the room and exchanged the Duralumin case with the teacher, who gave her a cardboard box in exchange. Panasu was confused. What was this supposed to be? This reminds me of... what was it? There was one other episode in episodes where they were exchanging they were maybe playing a game or something even where they were exchanging something for something else with someone else and seeing what they could trade up to receive. Was that kind of feels like it was Cherna Mouse's story. Oh, was that one? I can't remember, but it sounds so familiar. Like we've had this happen in another episode. But either way, like in the first set of episodes. Okay, Panasu was confused. What was this supposed to be? Children cooking? What was Lazaline planning? Hey, Panasi, here, said Lazaline, offering a bowl and some utensils. Panasu looked confused. What's this supposed to be? Cooking, silly. Can't just have you standing in that corner while everybody else is doing some work. Come on, it'll be fun. Cooking? Yeah, just stir it up and don't mix it too much, 'kay? Panasu really didn't know what to consider, and wasn't sure of Lazaline's endgame. She took the bowl in her right hand and the stirrer with her left. She used her magical girl speed and strength to stir the bowl as fast as she could. The ingredients splashed all over the floor and into the children's faces. The children all screamed in panic. "Whoa, whoa, Panasi, what are you doing? Slow down," shouted Lazaline. My bad. Calm down, 'kay? Gently, Panasi, gently. The kids all cleaned up the mess Panasu made, and Panasu blushed in embarrassment as she stirred slowly and slowly. Wow, there's people like that too, huh? Wonder if she knows how to cook. Hee hee, she made a big mess. The children were all laughing, and for some reason Panasu felt really embarrassed about that. Alright, grabbing some water really quick. After cooking, Lazaline brought Panasu into an open field. However, there was also a gymnasium nearby, and the two went inside. Lazaline took Panasu into a large room. Inside were several girls changing clothes. This was a changing room. Lazaline took out the things from the cardboard box, handed some over to Panasu while taking some for herself. The clothes were made of light fabric. These clothes also looked outlandish. This was a costume. "What's this?" asked Panasu. "A costume. Come on, we're gonna be late. Go ahead and change. There's some spares for me, but I thought you should use the spares for yourself since you're here." Panasu looked at the costume in her hands. This seemed very familiar. "What costume is this?" asked Panasu. "Cutie Healer Galaxy costumes. That's Cutie Altair. We're gonna dress up as her." "Oh, with your personality, you're a Cutie Vega person, aren't you, Panasu? But you look so much better as Altair. I really want to, finally get to meet some of these Cutie Healer characters. Other than, I guess, technically we've already met, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting her name. Black Cat Girl with the shadow powers. Yeah, her name is completely leaving my brain right this second. Yeah, I don't know why her name is leaving my brain. Was Shadow a part of Shadow Cat? No, that's what I called her when I did the reaction to their things, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. Or was it Dark something? Gosh, I don't remember. Gonna have to move ahead because I'm not gonna be able to pick it off the top of my head. I'll probably remember as soon as I stop recording. That's how that kind of thing usually goes. "What exactly are we wearing these for?" asked Panasu. "We're attending an event." "What event?" "A Magical Girl cosplay event, of course." "But why?" "Well, my master told me that in order to increase awareness of magical girls and our work, it'd be great for actual magical girls to help people out in disguise." "I see." Lazaline grabbed some notes from her cloak. "Oh, by the way, in case anyone ever wanted to help me, I wrote these down. This is what you should do when you're interacting with fans, 'kay?" said Lazaline. Panasu rejected the paper. "I'm a veteran magical girl of the Mouse School. I know how to interact with magical girl fans. Please, you act as if all I do is fight." "Okay, good luck." Not 5 minutes after they started the event, and Panasu was already exhausted. She felt embarrassed and nervous. So many fans were looking at her. Altair's outfit clearly was different from Panasu's style. Whenever a fan wanted to take pictures of her posing, she had to obey. She placed a smile for the entire event. Lazaline seemed to be doing a lot better, but Panasu lost track of her in the crowd. Alright. Even more than that, Panasu was dressing up as Cutie Altair. Altair was a fellow classmate and very famous in Mahou School. Okay, so more info about Altair then. So this is embarrassing in more ways than one. In the training camp, Altair was a rival of almost everyone in Panasu's training class. She was nearly unbeatable, and so doing this was just adding salt to the wound. Lazaline, dressed as Cutie Vega, came up towards Panasu. They posed back to back together. Lazaline whispered over to Panasu, "Nice work. Wow, you look really cute in that outfit. You're a natural, Panasu." Panasu wanted to tighten her necktie, but it's not even there. She simply breathed slowly and began posing the classic cutie healer poses. After the cosplay event ended, Lazaline took Panasu somewhere else once more. This time they were waiting for someone. It's been half a day since Panasu first asked Lazaline to a duel. From the gym, Panasu saw a car driving towards them. Panasu got a bad feeling just watching the car. All the event people have left, and it's just the two of them together now. Lazaline checked on the cardboard box she got earlier. Hey, just what are you checking on? Oh, just making sure the secret weapon's there. Secret weapon? Wait, just what are you doing? What does your master want you to do? How long is this going to take? What's going on? Whoa, Panasu, calm down, said Lazaline, casually smiling and trying to calm the situation. Suddenly, black amorphous beings surrounded the warehouse. Upon looking at these things, Panasu was reminded of her master, Malpam's wings. They surrounded the gym from all sides, not just the inside, but it looked like things were gathering outside as well. Lazaline and Panasu were back to back. Panasu couldn't see Lazaline's face, but her body felt relaxed, not tense at all. A voice came from outside the gym. So, you've been here this whole time. A magical girl entered the gym. It was one of the black-suited magical girls from the warehouse back then. She carried what seemed to be a box. She hit the box. The box cracked open. There was nothing inside. You think we'd just accept an empty trade, huh? Asked the magical girl. So, I'm assuming you want to return it, huh? Asked Lazaline. You know what we agreed on. Return it, and you'll get out of here alive, said the magical girl. Sorry. My master has a no-return policy, said Lazaline. Well then. The magical girl raised her right hand, but before she could snap her fingers, Lazaline immediately jumped forward and performed a drop-kick towards her. Black things immediately moved to protect the magical girl, and Lazaline's kick landed on the things instead. The magical girl moved away as the things attacked the two magical girls. Panasu wasn't a slacker either. She dodged the things that were coming for her as Lazaline kicked them away. Her movements were just as fast as Panasu remembered. Lazaline reached for the cardboard box and pulled out several rubber balls. What are you doing? Asked Panasu. Secret weapon. Rubber balls? Okay. Lazaline balls, silly. I had those cooking kids make it a couple days back in exchange for me teaching them. These super tough rubber balls have gems inside of them. The things were surrounding the gymnasium. Soon, almost the entire gym would be destroyed as they started to crack. Okay. So is she going to bounce all of the balls around with her magical girl strength so that she can teleport to all of these crazy rubber balls bouncing all over the place? Lazaline threw the rubber ball toward the walls. Due to its properties and Lazaline's strength, the ball bounced widely across the room, Panasu could barely keep track of the ball's location, but just as fast Lazaline disappeared in a flash and switched places with the ball. No, that's not right. Lazaline didn't switch with the ball. The ball is still moving. Lazaline's only teleporting toward the ball's location. She teleported, kicking and punching the things as the ball began to destroy the floorboards bouncing here and there. Lazaline teleported here and there. None of the magical girls could catch where the rubber ball would go next, but Lazaline adjusted quickly. When the ball would slow down, Lazaline would teleport to the ball and kick it away as hard as she could, keeping the momentum of the ball. The things were slowly being killed off. That's so freaking cool. I love, the author is a genius when it comes to creative uses of these powers. I think Magical Girl Raising Project has the most creative uses of the powers in it that I've ever seen. It's so good. When the ball would slow down, Lazaline would teleport to the ball, kick it away as hard as she could to keep the momentum of the ball. The things were slowly being killed off, but the gym was nearly collapsing. The magical girl decided to ignore Lazaline and ordered the things to attack Panasu instead. Panasu didn't want to lose against Lazaline in a team-up. She raised her left hand. Jormungand. A long blue dragon came out of her hand, attacking the things and biting them to pieces, but the things held the blue dragon in place, prepared to kill it. Panasu grinned. She raised her right hand and shouted, Needhug. A winged black dragon attacked the things that were pinning the blue dragon down. The black dragon breathed fire, which scorched most of the things apart. I knew it! I knew you were Twin Dragons Panasu! That magic! Shouted the magical girl as the gymnasium caught on fire. That's hilarious. Panasu's black dragon roared and raged across the gymnasium as the magical girl retreated with her things. The gymnasium had burned to the ground, destroyed, leaving only a large field of grass in its wake. Paramedics and fire department have already shown up. Lazaline and Panasu had retreated secretly to the nearby woods. They were tired. Lazaline leaned against a tree while Panasu sat down nearby. Well, Panasi, huff huff, I'm done with my errands. Phew. Ha ha ha, yeah, but the gym's destroyed. Don't worry about that. See, the mayor here got a grant from the city. He wanted to rebuild the gym, into something else. It's an old building, but he didn't want to bulldoze it. I think he was hoping it'd collapse so we could build something better instead. My master gave me that job. One of my errands was to find a way to destroy that gym, so thanks, haha. Panasu couldn't believe the story she heard. She chuckled to herself, so it was all part of the plan, huh? I love this, that she's got all these different things planned ahead of time for her to destroy the gym as well. Big brain Lazaline. Lazaline offered a hand. Panasu took it and stood up. Well, Panasi, you still up for that ramen shop thing? Asked Lazaline. Absolutely. I've shopped online and I know the best ramen shop in this town. You can eat curry ramen there. Curry ramen? I've never had those. What? You've never had curry ramen? Well, my friend, it's time you try out just how delicious curry ramen is. And so the two magical girls walked together, chatting and laughing along the way toward the ramen shop. This was a cool introduction chapter. It seemed like it ended quick, even though it's only been 30 minutes. I love Twin Dragon Panasu. She's really, really fun. I like that a lot. That whole chapter was really fun. And like I've said with every character that we've had in episode 4 that's already gone from us, I miss Lapis Lazaline. That was so good. I love episodes. I'm excited to get back into the main story, but I love episodes. That was so good. And this whole thing, episodes 5, I know it's been a while since I did the previous, 9 to 11, somewhere in there, chapters of this. I know it's been a while, but they were all great too. Seriously, episodes 5 was great. I really think the 2 sets of episodes are like 2 of my favorite volumes from this. But yeah, I'm going to end this here. Like I said, hopefully these will be on Fridays from now on. Thank you so much for watching and sticking through this video, sticking through the read-through of all of episodes 5. As always, do your best to support the actual full release and buy the official versions. I don't use the official versions for these videos, but I do buy them as I can when they come out. So, yeah. I suppose that's it. If you want to help support the channel to keep these videos and everything else coming, it does help to support on Patreon, so thank you hugely to people who are patrons already. But it is patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description. If you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of this episode, what you thought of my thoughts on it. I loved it. And my first reaction and all that. Subscribe for more Magical Girl Raising Project, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel or talk to you there. And if you want a link to our Discord server, just ask and I can give you a link. That's it. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.